Hi guys, I hope you all are doing good. It's time for us to take a look at the tips and tricks for the Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. If you are watching my channel for the very first time, please make sure that you have hit that subscribe button, and if you find this video good enough at some point, do hit the like button as well. Before I start, I would like to tell you that the tips and tricks that I am going to share in this video, these are not new and you might have heard of most of these tips and tricks already if you are an existing Samsung Galaxy or Samsung One UI user. So make sure that you do not mind me sharing those tips again, because this video is intended for the new Samsung Galaxy or the new Samsung One UI users. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and start it off with the most important tip. First of all, how you can speed up the fingerprint scanner of your Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. Well, you can go to the settings of your phone, and inside the settings go to the biometrics and security, and here click on more biometric settings and then turn off the transition effect for the biometrics. Go back and then go to the fingerprints and turn off the animation when unlocking. We have now turned off the transition effect and the animation, which should speed up the fingerprint scanner of the Samsung Galaxy A53 as you have seen it just now. The next tip is how you can make the power key function like a power key instead of launching the Bixby on this phone. You can pull down the notifications toggle and click on the power button right here and click on the side key settings. Now inside these settings, change the press and hold function to power off menu. This will make your side key work like the typical power key. You can still use other ways to launch the Bixby on your phone. Next up, how to take a screenshot on your Samsung Galaxy A53. There are two ways. You can swipe your palm on the screen of the phone like this to capture a screenshot, or you can press the volume down and power keys at the same time to capture a screenshot. If the page is scrollable, the option to scroll appears with the options that you just saw right now. Talking of the screenshot also reminds me of the screen recorder. To access the screen recorder, you can pull down the notifications panel again, and here on the lower right side of the screen you find the screen recorder. Select what sounds you want to record and then click on start recording. Now inside these settings, these options in the toolbar of the screen recorder, you get the pen first of all to draw something on the screen if you are recording a tutorial, and the selfie video if you want to appear in your own video while recording the screen of your phone. This is a useful feature especially when you are making a tutorial on your phone. Now you can also access extended settings for the screenshots and screen recorder. Just pull down the toggle again and long press the screen recorder option, and here we have the screenshot options. First of all, turn on or off the screenshot toolbar, hide status and navigation bars inside the screenshots, delete shared screenshots, and the screenshot format can be changed. Then we have the settings for the screen recorder, the sound. You can change the video quality of the screen recordings, and then we have the selfie video size if you want to make it small or enlarge it for the ease of use. Now I would like to show you how you can make the brightness controls appear here on the top instead of having to expand the toggles every time you want to change the brightness of your phone. For this, you can click on this options key right here and click on quick panel layout and click on brightness control and set it to show always. Now when I pull down the notification panel of my phone, the brightness control appears right here on the top. This is really useful and really easy to control the brightness of your phone. Okay, inside these toggles, I would like to show you how you can add or remove the toggles from these panels. Well, you can click on this plus button, and now you can drag and drop the toggles between these two windows to add or remove them from the notification panels of your Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. Now here in the toggles we have some really useful features like the link to Windows to link your phone to the Windows so that you can get all of your alerts and notifications on your Windows computer. Next up we have the quick share to share large files without wasting a minute. Here we also have the dark mode. If you want to save a little bit of battery on your phone, you can enable the dark mode. It works really well with the AMOLED displays. And then we have the eye comfort shield. If you are lying down in your bed and you want to read something on the screen, I recommend turning on the eye comfort shield to make sure that it does not put a lot of stress on your eyes. You also have the extra dim option here in these toggles. If you want to lower down the brightness of your phone to extremely low levels, you can turn on the extra dim and lower down the brightness, and you can see that it almost looks like the screen is off. Next up, I would like to show you some home screen settings for this phone. Long press on an empty area and click on the settings appearing at the bottom, and here at the top we have the home screen layout. You can select how you want the home screen to appear. You want the home and app screen together, or you want the home screen only. In the same settings, we have the home, apps and folder grid. By default, it is set to 4x5 or 4x6 I think. I have set it to 5x6 to make sure that I fit more icons into one screen and it looks neat and clutter free this way. And then we have the add media page to the home screen. If you don't want the Google Discover to pop up every time, you can just turn off the Google Discover from here. Show apps screen button on the home screen. If you want the application drawer button on the home screen like this, you can enable this button. And then we have the lock home screen layout. If you don't want the icons to move here and there on the home screen of your phone, you can lock the layout. And you can also prevent or allow the new apps from adding themselves to the home screen of your phone by turning on or off this toggle, add new apps to the home screen. Next up is the hide apps. How to hide applications on your Samsung A53 5G. Well, you can just open this menu and select the application that you want to hide. For example, I want to hide the YouTube application. And now when I go back and I open my applications, you can see that the YouTube application is gone from here. To bring the YouTube application back, I have to go to the hide apps once again, and I have to unhide by unselecting the YouTube application. You can see that YouTube now appears at the end of my applications. Next up, we have the swipe down for notifications. This allows you to swipe down from any part of the screen to access the notifications panels. If this is disabled by default, I recommend turning it on, or you may turn it off. But remember, if you turn it off, you will always have to swipe down from the top to access the notifications panel. Okay, next up, I want to show you a really amazing feature of this phone, the object eraser. Open the gallery of your phone and open any image inside the gallery application. For example, I have this image open right here, and then access the photo editor, and inside the photo editor, click on the options right here. And here we have the object eraser. Now select the object that you want to erase inside your picture. For example, I am selecting this object that I want to erase, and then click on erase. You will now see that this object has been erased and it makes my photo look further good. You can erase any object that you want from an image like this. This feature is not available in the previous Galaxy A smartphones, so I think this is one of the best features of this phone. You must give it a try and drop your feedback about this particular feature in the comment section down below. I would also like to show you how you can set the phone application to open to keypad every time, because the phone application, when you have logs in your phone, it often opens to the recent call logs. You can set the application to open to the keypad always. So open the phone application and click on this options key right here and set it to open to keypad. Now every time you open the phone application, it will always open to the keypad. Let's get into the settings of the Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. Inside the settings, first of all, I would like to show you how you can access the equalizer of your phone. Well, here inside the sound and vibration, go to the bottom and click on sound quality and effects, and here you have the equalizer. Now choose one of the presets according to your own liking. Now when you get your hands on the Galaxy A53 for the first time, the haptic feedback of this phone will be disabled. What you can do is go to the sounds and vibrations again and go to the bottom, and here click on system sound and vibration control and enable the vibration for the Samsung keyboard. This will enable the haptic feedback of your Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. Next up are the notifications. There are two ways to show the notifications on your screen. You can either show the brief notifications or detailed notifications like this. Choose the option depending on your liking. Get into the advanced settings for the notifications, and at the top you have the show notification icons. How many icons do you want to see in the notification status bar at a time? It is set to 3 most recent by default, but you can change it to one of these options. And then we have the show battery percentage. You can make the battery percentage appear next to the battery indicator or just remove it if you like. We have the notification history option here, and then some other really cool options to enhance your notifications experience on the Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. Next up are the display settings of the phone. Inside the display settings, we have the motion smoothness. If you want to save a little bit of battery on your phone and you think that you can live with that 60 Hz of refresh rate, change the refresh rate to standard 60 Hz and change it back if you don't like it. It's just a way of saving a little bit of battery by lowering down the refresh rate of your phone. Next up, here we have the font size and style and the screen zoom. First of all, you can change the font size to extremely small if you want, or enlarge it if you want to view bigger fonts and text on your phone. And then you can change the font style to one of these. And the screen zoom works in a manner similar to the font size. You can just lower down the screen zoom to extremely low levels, or increase the zoom if you want the elements to appear bigger on the screen of your Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. The full screen apps will basically enforce a full screen for the applications that do not use the full screen mode by default. And you can see that we have the aspect ratio options here and the camera cutout options here. Within the display settings, we also have the edge panels. Inside the edge panels, we have certain panels by default. Only the applications panel is enabled, but you can add more panels like the people, the smart select, the task, the weather, tools, and more. Now when I access the edge panels, you can see that I have all these options appearing right here. So make sure that you add more options to the edge panels to enhance your experience of the edge panels. You can also change the settings for the handle of the edge panels. You can change the color, transparency, and the size of this handle according to your own liking. Next up in the display settings, we have the navigation bar. I use the buttons because I find myself more comfortable while using the buttons, but you can enable the gestures if you want to enjoy a more full screen view of your Samsung Galaxy A53. You can further change the settings for the navigation gestures. You can set the gestures to work from the bottom of the phone by swiping up from the bottom, or you can keep it to swipe from sides and bottom. I think the swipe from sides and bottom is more useful and more convenient, but set it according to your own level of comfort. At the bottom of the display settings, we have the always on display. First of all, you can change how do you want the always on display to appear. And then if we go into the clock style, you have the clock styles here. You can even create your own custom clock for the always on display. By adding your own custom image, you can set certain stickers, they are emoji, bitmoji, or you can access the themes from the Samsung Galaxy store. You can install hundreds and thousands of free always on display themes. The always on display has some more options here. You can show the music information, and you can also set the always on display to work with auto brightness of the phone, and you can show fingerprint icon and charging information on the always on display of your phone by going into the fingerprint settings of the phone. Let's take a look at the wallpaper and style. In the wallpaper settings, we have the color palette. The color palette will change the UI elements to the color of your choice. It basically picks up the colors from your currently applied wallpaper. So apply the colors of your liking to the UI elements of your Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. Next up, we have the lock screen. Well, in the lock screen, the first thing that I would want you guys to do is you should set the screen lock type to Face ID alongside the fingerprint reader. 99% chances are that you are going to use the fingerprints to unlock your phone, but you should also use the Face ID because if your hands are busy, the Face ID will let you unlock the phone. Inside the same lock screen settings, we have the wallpaper services. By default, the phone does not use any wallpaper services. You can choose to use your own custom wallpaper, but if you want to use a wallpaper service, you can use the dynamic lock screen wallpapers or the Samsung Global Goals. The dynamic lock screen wallpapers choose the wallpapers from 5 different categories, and these wallpapers are refreshed every few days, and you get to see a new wallpaper every time you lock or unlock your smartphone. Okay, here we have the lock screen widgets as well. You can choose what widgets do you want to see on the lock screen. By default, some widgets are selected, and you can access the lock screen widgets by clicking on the lock screen clock like this, and we have the default enabled widgets right here. And then we have the contact information. I suggest adding your contact information to the lock screen of your phone so that if you lose your phone, the phone's finder will be able to find you out and hand over the phone only if the phone's finder happens to be kind enough. Next up are the shortcuts. What shortcuts do you want to see on the lower corners of the lock screen of your phone? By default, these are set to phone and camera, but you can set any other application to open directly from the lock screen of your Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. Okay, next up, inside the biometrics and security, I would want you guys to go to the secure folder. The secure folder will basically allow you to store your files and data into a secure folder that will be accessible only by you, because you will set it up by using a certain password that is known by you only. So the secure folder is a really useful tool to maintain your privacy and enhance your productivity, because you can add second instances of applications inside the secure folder. It's just like another secure phone inside your phone. Here inside the other security settings, I would want you guys to turn off the make passwords visible, so that every time you type a password on the screen of your Samsung Galaxy A53 5G, the password does not become visible and no one will be able to know what you are typing on the screen of your phone. And at the bottom you have the pin windows feature. Turn on the pin windows, and now if you open any application, for example YouTube, and you go to the recent applications panel, click on the icon of the YouTube app and click on pin this app. The YouTube app has been pinned now, and no one using the YouTube app will be able to go out of the YouTube application. This is a useful feature, especially if you are giving the phone to the kid and you don't want the kid to go out of a certain application. You can pin that application or game and restrict the kid or the other person to stay inside that application only. The application itself functions fully. To get out of the pinned windows, you can press and hold the recents and the back keys at the same time, and it takes you to the lock screen of your phone. Let's take a look at the advanced features, the motions and gestures. You can enable these gestures according to your own choice. Once again, lift to wake, so that the phone wakes up every time you lift it up. Double tap to turn on the screen like this, and then we have the keep screen on while viewing, so that as long as you are viewing the screen remains on. Alert when the phone is picked up. Mute with gestures and palm swipe to capture that I already showed you in the start of this video. We have the one-handed mode to use the phone with one hand. You can choose how do you want to access the one-handed mode on your phone. You can see that this is how the one-handed mode works. You can resize this panel as well, and you can just switch back to the normal mode by simply double tapping the screen of your phone. Inside these advanced features, we have the dual messenger as well. This is used to install a dual instance of a social media application on your phone. All the eligible applications will appear here once you have installed them. The Twitter app, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram. Over 30 different social media applications are supported by the dual messenger feature. What you can do is you can 2 WhatsApp numbers in one phone at the same time. You can use 2 Instagram, 2 Twitter and 2 Facebook accounts inside one phone at the same time. At the bottom inside these advanced features, we have the remove animations feature. The remove animation feature will basically remove all the animations from your phone, and it will make the phone work super fast. But remember that this will kill the whole purpose of using the Samsung One UI 4.1 because it has got amazing animations. But if you still want to speed up your phone, you can remove the animations and enjoy a more responsive experience on your phone. Inside the battery and device care, I want you to go into the memory options, and here we have the RAM Plus feature. You can extend the RAM of your phone up to 6 gigs. For example, my phone currently has 6 gigs of RAM, and I can make it 12 gigs by adding additional RAM of 6 gigs. It will basically consume 6 gigs of my internal storage and start using it as virtual RAM. So you can extend the RAM up to 2 gigs, 4 gigs or 6 gigs. Inside the battery and device care, click on the option and go to the automation and click on auto restart at set times. You should set your phone to automatically restart at certain times on a certain day. This will make sure that things and processes keep running smooth on your Samsung Galaxy A53. Okay, in the end, I want to take you guys into the camera app of the phone. Inside the camera app, click on the resolution option right here and select 64 megapixels mode. This is how you will be able to take high-res 64 megapixels images in your Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. You can do the same for the front camera as well, and you can capture selfies in high-res 32 megapixels mode. Now another amazing feature is that you can switch between the front and rear cameras by swiping on the screen just like this. And if you long press the shutter button of your phone, it starts capturing a video. If you don't want it to capture a video and you want to take a buzz shot image set instead, you can drag the shutter button to the bottom like this, and it will capture the buzz shot images. But remember, the buzz shot images do not work in the high-res mode, and this is how the buzz shot images can be taken. Up to 30 images can be taken in one go. You can also move the shutter button anywhere on the screen of your phone. This is a useful feature, especially if you are taking a selfie and your hand is unable to reach the shutter button right here. You can just place this shutter button anywhere on the screen of your phone to make it more convenient for yourself to reach it out to. Now inside the more options of this phone, we have some more really cool features. And if you want to move one of these features or all of these features to the camera tray, you can drag and drop these features to the camera tray to make them appear in the camera tray. And you can remove these features in a similar manner. Just click on this plus button and drag and drop it back into the more features, the feature will be gone from the camera tray of your phone. Lastly, I would like to show you how you can add a watermark to your photos. Go to the settings of the camera application, and here inside the settings we have the watermark option appearing right here. You can enable the phone's own watermark or set a custom watermark as well. And that, my friend, is all with the Samsung Galaxy A53 5G tips and tricks video. I hope you guys found this video really useful. If you found it good enough, make sure to subscribe and like this video as well. If you have got any other tip or trick that you think others should know about, do mention it in the comment section as well. With that being said, I will sign off and see you all in the next one.